As you navigate through these pages, you'll delve into the intriguing world of imitation and discover its profound influence on our communication abilities as adults. You're embarking on an exploration of a fundamental mechanism of human learning and development, one that, if leveraged effectively, can revolutionize your interpersonal skills. Imitation is an instinctive process, deeply ingrained in the human psyche. It serves as the foundation of our learning throughout life, guiding us as we engage with the world. While imitation begins in infancy, mirroring the actions and sounds of our parents and caregivers, it doesn't end there. It continues to shape our lives, influencing how we connect, communicate, and progress in our personal and professional lives. The focus of this book is the transformative potential of imitation in adult communication, offering insights and techniques to consciously apply this innate capability. My journey into this captivating field began with my academic pursuits in linguistics. As a linguist, I've been fascinated by the intricate processes that underlie our ability to communicate. The language learning process, with imitation as its cornerstone, has always piqued my curiosity. Each linguistic pattern, every shift in tone or accent we unconsciously adopt in diverse social contexts, is evidence in the inherent power of imitation. I wrote this book with a deep personal and academic interest. The spark was lit during my own language learning journey. As a student of multiple languages, I've been the protagonist of this process of imitation countless times, trying to mimic sounds, cadences, and rhythms to express myself in a new language. These personal experiences, combined with my understanding of the importance of imitation in language acquisition, led me to write Enhance Your Communication Skills, the imitation book for adults. In a world where communication is at the heart of human interaction, the art of effective communication has never been more critical. From business negotiations to social gatherings, from educational settings to leadership roles, communication acts as the glue that holds our society together, and yet it's an art that many struggle to master. This book seeks to explore a unique approach to enhancing your communication skills, the power of imitation. Often overlooked, imitation is a natural learning method that we've all used, consciously or unconsciously, at various stages of our lives. From learning our first words as children to picking up new skills as adults, imitation has been at the core of our learning process. In this book, we delve into the role of imitation in improving communication skills. We explore its application in various areas of life, such as business, relationships, education, and leadership, showcasing its versatility and, in turn, learn from AI. In an interconnected world, understanding and imitating cross-cultural communication styles is vital. We delve into this critical aspect, shedding light on the role of imitation in enhancing cross-cultural communication. As communication becomes more personalized, we explore how imitation can help tailor our interactions to individuals or group preferences. This book is not just about teaching you to mimic others. It's about learning to observe, understand, and adapt effective communication strategies to enhance your unique style. It's about understanding the why behind effective communication, the principles that guide it, and how you can incorporate these principles into your interactions. The chapters that follow will guide you through the concept and science of imitation, its critical role in adult communication, and practical techniques for enhancing your communication skills through strategic imitation. We'll share inspiring anecdotes, relatable examples, and effective exercises, offering you a comprehensive guide to mastering the art of imitation. Join me on this journey as we unlock the power of imitation. Together, we'll explore the potential it holds to transform your communication skills and enrich your interpersonal relationships. Welcome to Enhance Your Communication Skills, the Imitation Book for Adults. Chapter 2, Understanding Imitation. Imitation, a seemingly simple act, yet one layered with profound complexity. It is an instinctive process that is deeply ingrained in our nature as humans. In this chapter, we will embark on a journey to understand what imitation truly is, its historical and contemporary perspectives, and how it varies between children and adults. At its core, imitation is the act of observing and reproducing the actions, behaviors, or speech patterns that we encounter in our environment. This fundamental process begins almost as soon as we are born and continues to be a vital part of our learning and development throughout our lives. In the early years of life, imitation plays a crucial role in the acquisition of language and motor skills. Babies and young children watch and listen to the people around them, and by replicating the sounds, words, and movements they observe, they gradually learn to communicate and interact with the world. From their first words to their first steps, much of a child's early development is driven by imitation. However, the role of imitation extends far beyond these early learning stages. As we grow older, imitation continues to be a key component in our ongoing learning and development. It enables us to acquire new skills, adapt to new environments, and understand complex concepts. For instance, a teenager might learn to drive by imitating an instructor's actions. An artist might develop their style by imitating the techniques of masters. Or a new employee might learn the ropes at a job by imitating their more experienced colleagues. Yet imitation is not just about the reproduction of observed behaviors. It's also a critical tool for social learning and cultural integration. Through imitation, we absorb the norms, values, and customs of the social groups and cultures we belong to. We learn how to behave in different social settings, how to interact with others, and even how to express our identities. Imitation helps us understand the unspoken rules in our societies and enables us to fit into various social structures. In this sense, imitation is a powerful mechanism for both learning and socialization. It is a mirror that reflects the world back to us, helping us navigate through life's complexities. But it is also a canvas, allowing us to experiment, adapt, and ultimately shape our behaviors and identities in response to the world around us. It's this dynamic interplay between observation, replication, and adaptation that makes imitation such a potent and fascinating aspect of human behavior. The role and significance of imitation have indeed been the subject of philosophical and psychological discourse for thousands of years, and it's a topic that continues to be studied and debated today. In ancient times, Greek philosopher Aristotle viewed imitation as a fundamental human instinct. In his seminal work, Poetics, he observed that we learn, our earliest lessons through imitation. He believed that humans are innately inclined to mimic the actions and behaviors of those around them, an assertion that has been validated by modern science and psychology, particularly in the study of early childhood development. Aristotle also noted that imitation plays a significant role in the enjoyment and understanding of art. He posited that art imitates life, and that our pleasure in art derives from the recognition and understanding we gain through his imitation. This perspective has influenced countless artists and theorists since Aristotle's time and remains a central concept in the field of aesthetics. Fast forward to the 19th century. French sociologist Gabriel Tarde brought imitation back into focus, but from a different angle. Tarde saw imitation as a critical force driving societal and cultural development. He suggested that all such phenomena are, in essence, a form of imitation, reproduction, or adaptation of ideas, behaviors, or products. In Tarde's view, society advances through the diffusion and adaptation of these imitated elements, a process he refers to as social contagion. He believed that societal change is brought about by individuals imitating others, but then innovating and adapting what they have imitated. These new adaptations are then, in turn, imitated by others, driving the process of societal evolution. Tarde's theory of imitation has had a lasting influence on various fields, including sociology, anthropology, psychology, and marketing. His concept of social contagion precedes modern ideas about the diffusion of innovations and the spread of information in social networks. From Aristotle to Tarde, the study of imitation has offered profound insights into the human mind and society. These historical perspectives remind us that imitation is not a simple act of mimicry, but a complex process that shapes our learning, our social interactions, and the evolution of our cultures. As we continue to explore the role of imitation in the 21st century, these fundamental theories provide us with a rich intellectual heritage to draw from. The discovery of mirror neurons in the 1990s marked a significant advancement in our understanding of imitation from a neuroscientific perspective. Found in several areas of the brain, including the premortal cortex and the inferior parental cortex, mirror neurons are a type of brain cell that respond not only when we perform an action, but also when we observe that action being performed by someone else. This remarkable discovery was made by a team of Italian researchers led by neurophysiologist Giacomo Rosaletti. While studying the brains of macaque monkeys, they noticed that certain neurons in the premotor cortex would fire both when a monkey performed an action, such as reaching for a piece of food, and when the monkey watched another individual perform the same action. This led to the realization that these mirror neurons could provide a neural basis for understanding other individuals' actions, effectively allowing us to simulate their actions in our brain. Subsequent research has suggested that mirror neurons play a crucial role in imitation, but their significance extends beyond this. Mirror neurons are thought to underpin a wide range of social cognitive functions, from empathy and understanding others' feelings to learning new skills and even language acquisition. They may be central to how we understand and interpret the actions and intentions of others, a process known as theory of mind. The discovery of mirror neurons has prompted some researchers to speculate about their possible role in various aspects of human behavior and culture, including the evolution of language, the appreciation of art and music, and the development of advanced social structures. While much about mirror neurons remains to be fully understood, their discovery has undoubtedly deepened our understanding of the complex neurological processes behind imitation and social cognition. Imitation plays a different role at different stages of our lives. In children, it's a critical part of developmental learning. Babies begin to imitate facial expressions almost immediately after birth, and as they grow, they mimic sounds, gestures, and behaviors, contributing significantly to their language acquisition and social skills development. In adults, imitation continues to be a potent learning tool, but often becomes more nuanced and selective. Adults imitate to blend into new cultural environments, learn new skills, or adapt to changing social circumstances. They selectively imitate behaviors based on their perception of social norms, their desire for social acceptance, or their need to achieve specific goals. Though the fundamentals of imitation remain the same, the purposes it serves and the ways we utilize it evolve as we grow. This dynamic process continues to shape our interpersonal skills, social interactions, and ultimately our communication abilities. In the following chapters, we will look deeper into the science of imitation and explore how this understanding can be applied to enhance adult communication skills. As you navigate through this audiobook, I hope you gain a renewed appreciation for the power and potential of imitation in transforming our lives. Chapter 3: The Role of Imitation in Adult Communication. Imitation permeates our everyday interactions, often so subtly that we scarcely are aware of its influence. In this chapter, we will look into the role of imitation in adult communication, unraveling its significance in fostering interpersonal skills and its application in both verbal and nonverbal exchanges. The potency of imitation in adult communication lies in its capacity to foster empathy, rapport, and mutual understanding. By subtly mirroring the verbal and nonverbal cues of others, we signal a sense of shared reality that enhances social bonding. This practice, often unconscious, can be refined and strategically used to improve our interpersonal skills. Verbal communication is one of the most essential ways we connect with others, and imitation plays a central role in this process. Our natural tendency to mirror the speech patterns, accents, rhythm, and word choices of those we are conversing with is a phenomenon known as linguistic mimicry, or the chameleon effect. This unconscious mimicry serves as a powerful social clue, often strengthening social bonds, fostering camaraderie, the facilitating of smoother conversations. The term the chameleon effect was coined by psychologists John M. Comertran and Robert D. Barg in their 1999 study. They found that individuals would unknowingly mimic the postures, gestures, and behaviors of their interaction partners, which in turn led to increased liking between the individuals. This effect extends to verbal communication, with people often unknowingly adjusting their speech patterns to match those of the person they are speaking with. In professional contexts, such as negotiations or sales pitches, strategic vocal mimicry can be an effective tool for establishing rapport and trust. By subtly matching the speaking style of the other person, you can make them feel understood and respected, thereby facilitating more effective communication and cooperation. This doesn't mean mimicking their accent or dialect, which could come off as mocking, but rather mirroring their pace, tone, and language style. In more casual settings, linguistic mimicry can help make conversations feel more relaxed and natural. When chatting with friends or acquaintances, we often subconsciously adopt their slang, expressions, or speech tempo, creating a sense of shared identity and understanding. Linguistic mimicry can also be for helpful strategies for adapting to new cultural or social environments. For example, when we move to a new country or region, we often unconsciously begin to adopt the local accent or dialect, helping us fill in and understand the nuances of the local culture. But communication isn't solely about words. Nonverbal cues, our body language, facial expressions, and gestures carry volumes of information. Here, too, imitation works its magic. By mirroring the nonverbal cues of our conversation partners, we communicate empathy and understanding. For example, mirroring someone's posture or hand gestures, or reflecting their emotions through our facial expressions, can signal that we're on the same wavelength. Understanding the role of imitation in adult communication equips us with a powerful tool. Yet it's crucial to strike a balance. Imitation should be subtle and organic, not forced or excessive, to avoid appearing insincere or manipulative. Also, cultural sensitivity is key for certain gestures or behaviors. It might have different connotations in different cultures. As we journey through the next chapters, we will shed more light on practical strategies and exercises to master your imitation skills. We'll explore how to use imitation effectively and authentically in a variety of contexts, enhancing your interpersonal and communication skills. Remember, imitation isn't just child's play. It's a lifelong tool for connection and understanding. By learning to use it effectively, we can become more empathetic communicators, perceptive listeners, and ultimately more successful in our interpersonal relationships. Chapter 4. Enhancing Communication Through Imitation. Now that we've explored the significance of imitation in adult communication, it's time to delve into the practical aspects. In this chapter, we'll outline a step-by-step process of learning to imitate effectively, emphasizing the role of observation, internal processing, and repetition in mastering this art. Imitation, like any skill, requires practice to perfect. It's a process that demands conscious awareness, sensitivity to social cues, and an ability to adapt and replicate. Let's break down this process into 3 fundamental steps. Number 1, observation. Observation forms the bedrock of effective imitation. It's the process of attuning oneself to the minute details of another person's behavior, speech patterns, body language, and more. This attentiveness provides the raw material needed for successful mimicry. The act of observation goes beyond passive viewing. It involves active engagement with one's environment and interaction partner. It's akin to being a careful listener, someone who doesn't merely hear words, but also notices the rhythm, tone, and inflection behind the speech. When observing for imitation, you're not just listening to the person's choice of words, you're also watching their pace of speech, the way they modulate their tone, and the rhythm with which they speak. Observing body language can also be a key aspect of effective imitation. Does the person gesture a lot when they speak? Do they maintain eye contact? What facial expressions do they commonly use? Even more important are the emotional cues one can pick up through observation. For instance, is the person you're interacting with generally upbeat and enthusiastic, or are they more reserved and contemplative? Understanding their emotional state can inform how you respond and how you might imitate them in a respectful and meaningful way. By harnessing the power of observation, we equipped ourselves with a detailed blueprint that can guide our efforts to imitate. It helps us understand the how of behaviors and provides us the tools to adapt and mirror them effectively. However, observation alone is not sufficient for effective imitation. It must be paired with internal processing, where we observe and make sense of what we've observed, and repetition, where we put into practice the behaviors and techniques we've learned. Only then does imitation move from being a passive action to a powerful tool for learning and enhancing our communication skills. Number 2, internal processing. The second step in the imitation process is internal processing, an equally crucial stage that bridges the gap between observation and practical implementation. While observing equips you with a wealth of information about a person's behavior, speech, and emotions, internal processing helps you interpret and make sense of that information. In internal processing, we dive beneath the surface of what we have observed, analyzing and interpreting the cues. This might involve asking ourselves the question such as, what is the underlying message in this person's communication style? What does their choice of words, tone of voice, or body language suggest about their emotions, attitude, or intentions? How can I mirror these nuances in a manner that feels authentic and respectful? For example, if you observe a coworker typically speaks in a measured, calm manner, you might interpret this as a reflection of their careful, deliberate approach to their work. To mirror this, you might practice speaking more slowly and thoughtfully in your interactions with them. Or, if you're observing a friend who uses a lot of humor when they communicate, you might interpret this as a sign of their positive, easygoing nature. Your mimicry might then involve incorporating more jokes or lighthearted comments into your own conversation. This process of internal processing is all about discerning the why behind the what you've observed. It helps ensure that your imitation isn't mere mimicry, but a thoughtful, empathetic reflection of the other person's communication style. It also helps prevent misinterpretation, ensuring you're not just copying behaviors without understanding their context or intent. However, understanding alone isn't enough to perfect imitation. The next step, repetition, is where you start putting this understanding into practice, honing your imitation skills through trial and error. In practice, Repetition might involve mirroring the other person's body language, echoing their speech patterns, or even adopting similar phrases or colloquialisms. However, it's essential to bear in mind that the successful imitation isn't about mimicry, but about creating a sense of shared understanding, empathy, and rapport. The goal is to make the other person feel seen, understood, and validated by subtly reflecting their communication style. This doesn't mean parroting them exactly, which can come off as inauthentic or even mocking. Instead, you're looking to echo the spirit of their style in a way that feels natural and respectful. For instance, if you've noticed that a colleague often uses visual metaphors to explain complex concepts, you might try incorporating similar imagery into your own explanations. Or, if a friend tends to communicate in a very animated, expressive way, you might try to bring more energy and emotion into your own gestures and expressions when you're talking to them. This process of repetition isn't a one-and-done affair. It requires ongoing practice and fine-tuning as you learn to adapt your behaviors to different people and contexts. You might not get it right every time, and that's okay. The key is to remain open and receptive to feedback. Adjust your approach as needed. Through this continuous practice of observation, internal processing, and repetition, you can harness the power of imitation to enhance your communication skills, build strong relationships, and navigate social and professional interactions with greater ease and confidence. The journey towards mastering the art of imitation is a fulfilling one, promising enhanced communication skills and enriched interpersonal relationships. So, let's forge ahead to the next chapters. Chapter 5. Exercises in Imitation. In this chapter, we will look at a selection of practical exercises and activities designed to help improve your imitation skills. We will also explore various techniques to track your progress and ensure you're continually improving. Imitation Exercise 1. The Mirror Technique. The mirror technique is an effective way to practice and improve your communication skills by utilizing imitation. The aim of this exercise is to take inspiration from a communicator whose style you admire and to incorporate aspects of their approach into your own communication. Here is how you can carry out this exercise. Step 1. Select and study. Start by choosing a public speaker or communicator whose style you admire. This could be a well-known motivational speaker, a TED Talks presenter, a television host, or even a charismatic colleague or friend. Once you have made your selection, devote time to studying their communication style. Watch their videos, listen to their podcast, or observe them in person. Pay close attention to the details of their speech, the pace, the volume, the emphasis, the tone. Notice their body language, the gestures, facial expressions, posture, and movements. Observe how they engage with their audience, how they use humor, stories, or data to make their point. Step 2. Reflect and internalize. After observing, take some time to reflect. What aspects of their communication style resonate with you the most? Is it in their commanding presence, their use of language, their ability to simplify complex concepts, their knack for telling engaging stories, or their charismatic energy? Consider what elements of their style align with your personality and your communication goals. Remember, the aim here is not to become a carbon copy of this person, but to incorporate aspects of their style that resonate with you into your own unique communication approach. Step 3. Practice and implement. Now comes the practice part. Start by practicing alone. You could choose to deliver a speech in front of a mirror. Record yourself speaking, or even practice in your head. Try to replicate aspects of the speaker's style you've chosen to imitate, whether it's their speech pattern, their gestures, or their presentation techniques. Then, start incorporating these elements into your everyday conversations and presentations. This might feel a little strange at first, but remember that it takes time to adopt new behaviors. Ask for feedback from trusted friends or colleagues to see if they notice a difference in your communication style and if it comes across as genuine. Step 4. Refine and personalize. With time and practice, you'll begin to feel more comfortable with these new communication techniques. Keep refining your style based on the feedback that you receive and your personal comfort level. Remember, the ultimate goal is not to transform into someone else, but to enhance your own communication style with elements that you admire in others. By consistently practicing the mirror technique, you can expand your communication toolkit and grow as a speaker and communicator. You'll not only learn new techniques, but also gain a deeper understanding of what makes communication effective. Imitation Exercise 2. Role-playing. Role-playing is an interactive exercise that allows you to practice imitation in a controlled, safe environment. By switching roles and adopting someone else's communication style, you can gain a deeper understanding of their perspective and strengthen your imitation skills. Here's a step-by-step guide on how to use role-playing as an imitation exercise. Step 1. Choose a role. Start by selecting someone you interact with frequently. This could be a colleague, a boss, a friend, a family member, or even a public figure. Try to pick someone whose communication style is noticeably different from your own to maximize the learning opportunity. Before starting the role play, spend some time observing the person you've chosen. Pay attention to their verbal and nonverbal cues, their choice of words, tone, pacing, body language, facial expressions, and mannerisms. Try to understand the intent behind their communication style. What messages are they trying to convey, and how are they perceived by others? Step 3. Engage in role play. Choose a friend or family member to participate in the role play with you. Brief them about the person you've chosen to imitate and the context of the interaction. You could recreate a specific conversation you've had with the person or a typical interaction based on your observations. Swap roles. You take on the role of the person you're imitating while your friend or family member plays you. Remember, the goal is not to mock or caricature the other person, but to genuinely try and adopt their communication style. Step 4. Reflect and evaluate. After the role play, take a moment to reflect. How did it feel to communicate like the other person? What challenges did you encounter? How do you think your imitation was perceived by the other participant? This reflection phase is crucial as it can provide valuable insights into your imitation process and help you identify areas for improvement. Engaging in role play on a regular basis can significantly enhance your understanding of others' perspectives and improve your imitation skills. By consciously adopting different communication styles, you can broaden your repertoire and become a more adaptable and effective communicator. Imitation exercise number 3, mindful listening. Mindful listening is an exercise that improves both your imitation skills and your listening abilities. It involves being fully present and attentive in conversations, picking up on and reflecting back the speaker's communication style. Here's how you can practice mindful listening as an imitation exercise. Step 1. Engage in conversation. Begin a conversation with someone. This could be a casual chat with a friend, a discussion with a colleague, and a conversation with a family member. The key is to enter the conversation with the intention of practicing mindful listening. Step 2. Pay close attention. While the other person is speaking, focus your full attention on their words and the way they are speaking. Notice their pace. Are they speaking slowly or quickly? Observe their tone. Is it upbeat, serious, or relaxed? Take note of their choice of words. Do they use complex language or simple terms? Step 3. Reflect their style. As you respond, try to subtly reflect their style in your own speech. If they're speaking slowly and calmly, adjust your pace to match theirs. If their tone is serious, respond in a similarly serious tone. If they're using simple language, try to do the same. The goal is not to mimic them exactly, but to mirror their style in a way that feels natural and respectful. Step 4. Reflect on the experience. After the conversation, take some time to reflect. Did you manage to maintain your focus throughout the conversation? Were you able to pick up on and mirror the other person's communication style? Did your responses feel natural, or did it feel forced? Reflecting on these questions can help you refine your imitation skills and become a more mindful listener. Don't forget that, like any other skill, mindful listening requires practice. The more you engage in this exercise, the more attuned you will become to the nuances of communication, enhancing your imitation skills and other abilities to connect with others. Imitation exercise 4, nonverbal mimicry. Nonverbal mimicry is an exercise that focuses on enhancing your ability to imitate nonverbal cues, such as body language, facial expressions, and gestures. This is not only an important part of effective communication, but it can also create a sense of rapport and understanding in your interactions with others. Here's how you can practice nonverbal mimicry as an imitation exercise. Step 1. Choose a conversation partner. Choose someone to engage in a conversation with. This could be a friend, a family member, a colleague, or even a stranger in a social setting. Step 2. Observe nonverbal cues. As you converse, pay close attention to the other person's nonverbal cues. Observe their facial expressions, the gestures they make, their posture, and their body movements. Nonverbal cues can provide a wealth of information about a person's feelings and intentions that aren't explicitly conveyed through their words. Step 3. Subtly mirror their nonverbal cues. Begin to subtly mirror their nonverbal cues that the other person is giving off. If they lean forward when speaking, do the same. If they use their hands to express themselves, incorporate similar gestures into your own communication. If they maintain good eye contact, ensure you're also making eye contact. Step 4. Reflect on the interaction. After the conversation, take some time to reflect on the interaction. Did you manage to mirror the other person's nonverbal cues accurately? How did the conversation feel? Did you notice any changes in the interaction as you begin to mirror their nonverbal cues? The goal of this exercise isn't to mimic the other person exactly, but to suddenly reflect their nonverbal communication style. This can enhance your ability to imitate and improve your overall communication skills. As with any skill, the more you practice nonverbal mimicry, the more adept you will become at reading and responding to nonverbal cues in your interactions. Monitoring progress and maintaining improvement. Regular practice is key to honing your imitation skills, and tracking your progress can provide motivation and insight into areas for improvement. Indeed, regular practice is pivotal in enhancing any skill, and imitation is no exception. However, equally important is having a system to monitor your progress and maintain your improvements. Here are a few strategies to help you do just that. Number 1, journaling. One of the most effective ways to track your progress is through journaling. After each imitation exercise or interaction where you apply these skills, take a moment to write about the experience. Here are some prompts to guide your reflections. First one, what aspects of the other person's communication did you try to imitate? Number 2, how successful do you feel you were in the imitation? Number 3, which aspects were challenging and why? Number 4, did you notice any changes in the other person's reactions or the overall interaction when you used imitation? If so, what were they? Number 5, how did you feel during and after the interaction? Number 6, are there areas you feel you need to work on further? Reviewing your journal entries over time can provide valuable insights into your progress and areas for improvement. It can also highlight your successes, reinforcing your motivation to continue practicing and improving. Number 2, peer feedback. Another useful strategy is to seek feedback from trusted peers, friends, or family members. Inform them about your goal to enhance your communication through imitation and ask them to provide constructive feedback after interactions. Their perspectives can offer additional insights and help you identify subtleties you might have missed. Number 3, recording and reviewing interactions. If possible, consider recording some of your conversations, with the other person's permission, of course. Watching these recordings later allows you to observe your own communication style more objectively. You can assess your imitation efforts, note areas where you excelled, and identify places where you might need more practice. Remember, improving your imitation skills is a journey, not a destination. There will be ups and downs, successes and challenges. The goal is continuous growth and development, not perfection. Celebrate your improvements, learn from your challenges, and keep striving to become a better communicator. Using video or audio recordings to review your practice sessions can also be helpful. Observing your performance can reveal subtle cues you may have missed in real time and provide opportunities for self-correction and improvement. Remember, improving your imitation skills is a journey, not a destination. It's about gradually becoming more aware of your communication style and others, and leveraging this awareness to create more meaningful connections. As we progress through the book, we'll continue to build on these skills, paving the way to enhance interpersonal communication. Chapter 6, Using Imitation for Professional Growth. Imitation, the social learning mechanism we've been exploring, has powerful applications in the professional realm. In the workplace, it can facilitate not only better communication, but also leadership development and effective teamwork. By understanding and effectively using imitation, you can thrive in your professional journey and contribute more effectively to your organization. 5.1. Imitation in leadership. Great leaders are often great communicators. They know how to resonate with their team, inspire confidence, and motivate action. One of the ways they do this is through strategic imitation. They keenly observe their teams, understand their communication styles, and reflect these in their interactions. This builds rapport, fosters mutual understanding, and engenders trust. Imitation also plays a role in developing your leadership style. By observing and imitating admired leaders, you can adopt their effective practices while tailoring them to your unique circumstances and character. This can involve imitating their decision-making approaches, communication style, problem-solving methods, or the way they handle feedback and criticism. 5.2. Imitation and teamwork. Effective teamwork requires understanding and harmonious interaction among team members. Here, imitation comes into play by encouraging cooperation and cohesion. By mirroring the communication styles of colleagues, you can foster a sense of camaraderie, making collaborative efforts smoother and more productive. Moreover, within a multicultural team, imitation can aid in cross-culture understanding. Observing and respectfully imitating cultural communication nuances can help build bridges and foster a more inclusive work environment. 5.3. Imitation in professional interactions. From meetings and presentations to negotiations and networking events, imitation can enhance your professional interactions. By observing and subtly reflecting the communication style of your audience, you can connect more effectively, delivering your message with impact and fostering mutual understanding. It's important to note that while imitation is a powerful tool, authenticity is equally important in professional settings. The goal is not to become a carbon copy of someone else, but to learn from others' effective practices and incorporate them into your authentic communication style. Case study: imitation in the workplace setting. Background: Alex was a recent graduate who joined a leading software development company as a junior project manager. Being new to the corporate world, Alex found it challenging to fit into the existing team dynamics. Communication styles and jargons used within the office seemed alien. Alex often felt left out of team conversations and was unsure how to effectively contribute during team meetings. Observation: instead of getting frustrated, Alex decided to take a proactive approach. Alex had read about the power of imitation in communication and decided to give it a try. Alex started observing Karen, a respected senior project manager known for her leadership skills and ability to manage her team effectively. Alex noticed how Karen always spoke calmly, even under pressure. She had a knack for making complex concepts simple and was an active listener. She also used specific industry jargon fluently and had a particular way of structuring her emails and presentations. Imitation and adaptation. Having observed Karen, Alex began to adapt her communication style. Alex started by mirroring Karen's calm demeanor during high-pressure situations, something that was noticed and appreciated by the team. Alex also began to use the industry-specific jargon observed from Karen, which helped in better understanding and participating in team discussions. Alex put more emphasis on active listening during conversations, ensuring to provide responses that indicated a clear understanding of the discussion. Alex also imitated Karen's structure in emails and presentations, leading to more clarity in communication and positive feedback from peers and supervisors. Outcome. Over time, Alex's communication skills improved significantly. The team started acknowledging Alex's contributions, and Alex felt a deeper connection with the team. By imitating the effective communication style of a respected leader within the company, Alex was able to grow as a professional, enhance leadership skills, and foster better team rapport. Conclusion. This case study emphasizes the power of observing and imitating positive communication styles in a professional setting. By consciously choosing a suitable role model and adapting their communication style, one can significantly enhance their own communication skills and build stronger relationships within the workplace. It's a reminder that sometimes watch and learn can indeed be a powerful tool for personal development. Actionable tips on utilizing imitation for professional growth. Observe and learn. Pay attention to successful individuals in your workplace. Notice their communication styles, how they handle tasks, make decisions, and interact with others. Try to incorporate successful strategies and behaviors you observe into your own professional practices. Adapt and personalize. While imitation involves mirroring others, it's crucial to adapt what you've learned to your personal style. Keep it authentic. Adopt behaviors and strategies that align with your values and personality. Practice and refine. Imitation is a skill that improves with practice. Continually apply what you've learned. Reflect on the outcomes and refine your approach. Practical exercises for using imitation for professional growth. Role play scenario. Divide readers or group into pairs. Have one person play the role of team leader and the other an employee. The leader should demonstrate effective communication skills, such as clear articulation, positive body language, and active listening. The employee should then try to imitate these skills in their responses. Reflect on the exercise. How did it feel to consciously imitate someone else's communication style? What changes did you notice in your own communication as a result? Observation task. Spend a day observing a successful leader in your workplace or industry. Take note of their communication style. How did they handle conflict, their decision-making process, and how they inspire and motivate their team? Reflect on the observation. What behaviors, attitudes, or skills did you find most admirable? How can you start incorporating these elements into your own professional life? Self-assessment quiz. Answer the following questions to assess your understanding and application of imitation in professional growth. Can you identify a role model in your professional life? If so, what qualities do you admire about them? What steps have you taken to emulate these qualities? Can you provide specific examples of how imitating these qualities has contributed to your professional growth? Reflective journal prompt. Write a journal entry reflecting on your professional growth journey. Consider how you used imitation in your career thus far and how you plan to use it in the future. Reflect on the changes you've noticed in yourself and any feedback you've received. Chapter 7. Imitation in Personal Relationships. As we navigate our personal lives, we constantly seek deeper connections and meaningful interactions with those around us. In this chapter, we explore the critical role of imitation in fostering empathy, understanding, and intimacy in personal relationships. Imitation and empathy. Imitation and empathy share a profound connection in the realm of interpersonal relationships. Both are mechanisms through which we attempt to understand and connect with others. By subtly mirroring the words, tone, body language, and emotions of those we interact with, we communicate our empathy and understanding in their experiences. Empathy involves experiencing another's emotions as if they were our own. It's an attempt to step into their shoes and see the world from their perspective. This empathetic connection is facilitated by imitation. When we mirror someone's body language, speech patterns, or emotional cues, we allow ourselves to get a taste of their experience. This connection, though subtle, can be deeply influential, helping us to understand their feelings and perspectives more profoundly. This process of empathetic imitation has powerful effects on our relationships. It communicates to the other person that we are attentive to their feelings and experiences, that we are trying to understand them. This can build a powerful bond of trust and rapport. The act of mirroring signals to the other person that their emotions are recognized and validated, creating an environment of psychological safety and acceptance. Moreover, this empathetic mirroring can often have a calming effect. By reflecting their emotional state, but maintaining a calm demeanor, we can help to diffuse attention and guide the interaction towards a more peaceful resolution. This is particularly valuable in situations of conflict, where empathetic imitation can help navigate through emotional upheaval and promote understanding. In sum, the practice of imitation is not only a tool for improving our communication skills, but also a pathway towards expressing empathy. It allows us to connect on a deeper emotional level, fostering trust, understanding, and ultimately strengthening our relationships. Understanding another person's point of view is not just about listening to their words, but also about interpreting their actions, body language, tone of voice, and emotional cues. Imitation, by its very nature, encourages us to pay close attention to those subtle signals. As we attempt to mirror their behaviors, we inevitably develop a deeper understanding of their feelings and perspectives. This process can be particularly effective in resolving conflicts. Misunderstandings often arise from a failure to see things from the other person's perspective. By consciously employing imitation during a disagreement, we can foster a better understanding of the other party's viewpoint. This not only aids in resolving the conflict at hand, but also strengthens the overall relationship by building empathy and reducing the likelihood of similar misunderstandings in the future. Enhancing communication is another significant benefit of fostering understanding through imitation. As we get better at imitating the communication style of our conversation partners, our interactions with them become smoother and more effective. This is because we're able to align our communication style with theirs, resulting in a dialogue that is more comfortable and mutually satisfying for both parties. Fostering mutual respect is an important byproduct of understanding through imitation. When we make an effort to understand others, it signals respect for their experiences and viewpoints. This respect, communicated through our mimicked actions and words, is often reciprocated, leading to a stronger, more fulfilling relationships. In conclusion, imitation can serve as a powerful tool in fostering understanding in our relationships. By engaging in conscious and respectful imitation, we can gain deeper insights into the experiences and perspectives of others, ultimately enhancing our communication, resolving conflicts, and fostering mutual respect. Imitation in building intimacy. Imitation is often overlooked, yet a powerful tool in the creation of intimacy and relationships. When we consciously or unconsciously imitate the gestures, expressions, and habits of our loved ones, we are engaging in a form of communication that extends beyond words. This mirroring or mimicry can be subtle, involving elements such as matching speech patterns, adopting similar postures, or even sharing expressions and laughter. Regardless of its form, the act of imitation sends a clear signal. I see you, I understand you, and I'm with you. This imitation cultivates a sense of shared reality. It communicates that we are in tune with the other person, aligning with their emotional states and viewpoints. It's like a silent conversation occurring beneath the spoken words, an undercurrent of understanding that deepens our bond. This alignment is not about losing our identity in the other, but about creating a unique rhythm that belongs to the relationship, a dance of two individuals moving in harmony. Moreover, research has shown that this mutual mimicry can have a powerful impact on how we feel about each other. When we are mirrored by someone, we are likely to perceive them as more empathetic and understanding. This feeling of being seen and understood can enhance our sense of intimacy and closeness with the other person. The process of imitation can be particularly important in the early stages of a relationship, helping to establish common ground and shared understandings. However, it remains valuable throughout the lifespan of a relationship, providing a continuous means of reinforcing connection and intimacy. In essence, imitation is a subtle yet potent form of communication in our relationships. By mirroring our loved ones, we express our understanding and empathy, fostering a shared reality that deepens our emotional connection and strengthens the bonds of intimacy. Case study: imitation in personal relationships. Background: Julia and Eric had been married for 5 years. Like any other couple, they had their share of disagreements and arguments. Over time, these disagreements escalated, leading to communication and breakdowns and resentment. They often felt unheard and misunderstood by each other, even though they loved one another deeply. Observation: One day, Julia came across an article on the power of imitation in improving communication in personal relationships. Intrigued, she shared it with Eric, and together they decided to experiment with mirroring each other's communication styles. They realized that their arguments often stem from their different ways of expressing and interpreting information. Julia was more direct and preferred to talk things out immediately, while Eric needed time to process and preferred a more subtle approach. Imitation and adaptation. Together, Julia and Eric made a conscious effort to imitate each other's communication style. When Julia was upset, Eric started to initiate conversations immediately, understanding Julia's need to discuss problems head on. He made an effort to be more direct in expressing his thoughts and feelings. On the other hand, Julia learned to give Eric the space he needed when disagreements arose. She started to approach him with a more subtle tone, acknowledging his preference for processing things before discussing them. Outcome. Over time, both Julia and Eric noticed a significant improvement in their relationship. Their conversations became more productive, and they felt more understood and respected. Imitating each other's communication styles allowed them to meet each other's needs more effectively, reducing miscommunication and increasing empathy. Conclusion. This case study highlights the profound impact imitation can have in personal relationships. By consciously mirroring each other's communication styles, Julia and Eric were able to bridge their communication gap, leading to a more understanding and harmonious relationship. It is a testament to the power of imitation as a tool for deepening connection and fostering empathy in personal relationships. Practical tips for enhancing personal relationships through imitation. Active listening. Pay close attention during conversations. Try to understand the emotions behind the words and mirror those emotions in your responses. Subtle mirroring. Mirror the other person's body language, tone, and speech patterns subtly. This signals that you're fully present and engaged in the interaction. Validate feelings. Use imitation to validate the other person's feelings. By reflecting their emotions, you show that you understand and empathize with their experience. Respect boundaries. While imitation can strengthen relationship, it is essential to respect the other person's boundaries. Imitation should always be subtle and genuine, never forced or invasive. Practical exercises for imitation in personal relationships. Role play scenario. Choose a partner, a family member, or friend, and take turns discussing a topic of interest or concern. The listener should try to consciously mirror the speaker's body language, tone of voice, and expressions. Switch roles and repeat the process. Reflect on the exercise. How did it feel to consciously mirror the other person? Did you notice any change in the level of empathy or connections during the conversation? Observation task. Spend time observing successful relationships around you. It could be a couple, a parent-child relationship, or a strong friendship. Note how they communicate, their body language, and how they handle disagreements. Reflect on the observation. What positive qualities did you observe? How can you start incorporating these into your own relationships? Self-assessment quiz. Answer the following questions to assess your understanding and application of imitation in personal relationships. Number 1. Can you identify a role model for healthy relationships in your life? If so, what qualities do you admire about their relationships? Number 2, what steps have you taken to emulate these qualities? Number 3, can you provide specific examples of how imitating these qualities has improved your personal relationships? Reflective journal prompt. Write a journal entry reflecting on your personal relationship journey. Consider how you've used imitation in your relationships thus far and how you plan to use it in the future. Reflect on the changes you've noticed in yourself and any feedback you've received. These exercises will allow you to apply the concepts of imitation in a personal relationship context. enhancing your understanding and helping you make tangible progress in your interpersonal connections. Chapter 8. Imitation and Cross-Cultural Interactions. In an increasingly globalized world, effective cross-cultural communication is not just a desirable skill, but a necessity. Whether it's for business, travel, or personal growth, understanding and interacting effectively with different cultures is a significant aspect of modern life. This chapter delves into the role of imitation in cross-cultural communication, offering insights and techniques to navigate the diverse and rich tapestry of global communication styles. Imitation, as we've discussed throughout this book, is a powerful tool for learning and adapting. When it comes to cross-cultural communication, the power of imitation becomes even more significant. Each culture has unique ways of expressing thoughts, emotions, and information, influenced by centuries of history, traditions, and social norms. By observing and imitating these communication styles, we can foster understanding and build stronger connections. The importance of imitation in cross-cultural communication. Consider a situation where you are interacting with a person from a culture different from yours. They might use different body language, have different conversation norms, or express emotions differently. By observing and imitating these subtle cues, you can better understand their perspective and communicate more effectively. In some cultures, direct communication is appreciated, while in others, indirect and high-context communication is the norm. For instance, in Western cultures like the U.S., directness and clarity are valued, while in many Asian cultures, communication often involves more nuance and context. By imitating the prevalent communication style, one can avoid misunderstandings and show respect for other cultures. Here's how you can utilize imitation in cross-cultural interactions. Number 1, observation. The first step to effective imitation is careful observation. Pay close attention to the verbal and nonverbal communication styles, social etiquette, and customs of the other culture. Notice the level of formality in speech, use of gestures, norms for greeting, and customs related to eating, gift-giving, and so forth. Number 2, imitation. After observation comes the practice of imitation. Begin to incorporate what you've observed into your own behavior. This might include adapting certain phrases, mirroring body language, or following the certain social customs. Remember, the role is not to mimic or mock, but to show respect and understanding. Number 3, adaptation. Over time, you can adapt these imitated behaviors into a communication style that is both respectful and of the other culture and authentic to your own identity. This creates a bridge between cultures, fostering mutual understanding and respect. Number 4, respect. It's important to approach cross-cultural imitation with a deep respect for the other culture. Imitation should never be done in a way that is condescending or that stereotypes the other culture. Instead, it should reflect a sincere desire to understand and connect with people across cultural divides. Through observation, imitation, adaptation, and respect, we can use imitation as a tool to enhance our cross-cultural communication skills, fostering understanding, respect, and cooperation in our multicultural world. Case study: imitation in cross-cultural interactions. Background: Mike, an American marketing executive, was prompted to lead a new project in Japan. While thrilled about the opportunity, Mike was also anxious about working in a culture entirely different from his own. Mike was aware that Japanese business culture could be quite formal, and that understanding and adapting to it was crucial for his success. Observation. Upon his arrival in Japan, Mike made it a point to carefully observe the communication styles and norms of his Japanese colleagues. He noticed their respect for hierarchy, the importance they placed on politeness and indirect communication, and their practice of exchanging business cards with two hands. He also observed their customs outside of the office, such as removing shoes when entering someone's home and bowing as a form of greeting. Imitation and adaptation. Mike made a conscious effort to imitate these observed customs and communication styles. In meetings, he learned to speak more indirectly and to show respect for senior members of the team. He began exchanging business cards with two hands, a small change that showed his respect for Japanese customs. Outside the office, Mike adopted the practice of removing his shoes when entering a home and learned to bow appropriately when greeting people. He understood these gestures were signs of respect in Japanese culture. Outcome. Mike's efforts to observe and imitate the cultural and communication norms of his Japanese colleagues paid off. His colleagues appreciated his respect for their customs, which helped him build stronger relationships with them. His ability to communicate effectively in their cultural context led to a smoother project execution, and his overall experience in Japan was very positive. Conclusion. This case study underscores the value of imitation in successful cross-cultural communication. By carefully observing and imitating the cultural norms of his Japanese colleagues, Mike was able to foster mutual understanding and respect, crucial for his professional success in Japan. It illustrates that imitation can be an effective tool in navigating diverse cultural contexts, promoting harmony and productivity in multicultural settings. Chapter 9. Imitation in Public Speaking and Presentations. Public speaking is a skill that can be cultivated and mastered over time, and one of the most effective ways to do this is through the process of imitation. By observing and imitating accomplished public speakers, individuals can absorb and integrate useful techniques into their own repertoire. Here's how. Number 1. Body language. A speaker's body language can significantly influence the audience's perception and reception of their message. Observe how accomplished speakers use their body language, their posture, gestures, facial expressions, and movement across the stage. By imitating these nonverbal cues, you can enhance your own ability to engage the audience and communicate your message effectively. Number 2, speech pace, volume, and tone. The way a speaker delivers their message, the pace of their speech, the volume and tone of their voice, can greatly impact the audience's understanding and engagement. Notice how successful speakers modulate their voice to emphasize points, create suspense, or evoke emotion. Imitating these verbal strategies can enhance your own speech delivery. Number 3, use of visual aids. Visual aids, when used effectively, can reinforce your message and help the audience better understand complex ideas. Observe how seasoned speakers use visual aids, their design, timing, and integration with the spoken content. By imitating these practices, you can improve your own use of visual aids in presentations. Number 4, audience engagement techniques. Successful public speakers are adept at engaging their audience throughout their talk. They may ask rhetorical questions, tell compelling stories, use humor, or incorporate interactive elements like polls or Q&A sessions. Imitating these techniques can help you build a strong connection with your audience and keep them engaged. Remember, the goal of imitation is not to become a carbon copy of another speaker, but to learn from their strengths and integrate these skills into your unique style. With observation, imitation, and practice, you can enhance your public speaking and presentation skills, becoming a more effective and confident communicator. Case study: imitation in public speaking. Background: Samantha, a young professional, was passionate about her field in environmental science, but found herself anxious and underprepared whenever she had to present her research at conferences or meetings. Despite her vast knowledge, her public speaking skills were lacking, which hampered her ability to communicate her ideas effectively. Observation: Samantha decided to tackle her public speaking anxiety head-on. She started by watching recorded speeches of renowned environmental scientists and keynote speakers at conferences. She observed their body language, speech pace, use of visual aids, and techniques to engage the audience. Samantha took detailed notes on these aspects and identified elements that she thought were particularly effective. Imitation and practice. Armed with her observations, Samantha started to incorporate these strategies into her own presentations. She practiced maintaining a confident posture, using hand gestures for emphasis, modulating her speech pace and volume, and designing effective visual aids. She also started incorporating audience engagement techniques like asking rhetorical questions and sharing relevant anecdotes. To refine her skills, Samantha joined a local public speaking club where she could practice her presentations in front of a live audience. The club members, many of whom were experienced speakers, provided her with constructive feedback. Outcome: over time, Samantha's public speaking skills improved significantly. Her anxiety lessened as she became more confident in her abilities. At her next conference, Samantha delivered her presentation with a level of poise and clarity that she had never experienced before. Her message resonated with the audience, and she received positive feedback on her engaging style and clear communication. Conclusion: this case study illustrates the power of imitation in improving public speaking skills. By observing and imitating effective speakers, Samantha was able to enhance her own presentation style and overcome her public speaking anxiety. The process of imitation, combined with practice and feedback, empowered Samantha to communicate her ideas effectively and confidently. Practical exercises for imitation in public speaking and presentations. Video study. Select videos of accomplished public speakers who inspired you. As you watch, pay attention to their body language, speech pace, volume, tone, use of visual aids, and techniques of engaging the audience. Try to imitate these elements in your own presentations or speeches. Rehearsal practice. Choose a short speech or presentation and rehearse it multiple times. each time focusing on a different element that you want to imitate. For instance, you might focus on body language in one rehearsal, voice modulation in another, and audience's engagement in a third. Recording and self-review. Record your own speech or presentation, review it critically. Look for areas where you've successfully imitating your role models in areas where you need more practice. Peer feedback. Deliver a speech or a presentation to a small group of friends or colleagues, asking them specifically to provide feedback on elements you're trying to imitate. Self-assessment quiz. Answer the following questions to assess your understanding and application of imitation in public speaking and presentations. Number 1, can you identify your role models in public speaking? Number 2, what specific elements do you admire in their speeches or presentations? Number 3, how have you tried to emulate these elements in your own presentations? Number 4, can you provide specific examples of how imitating these elements has improved your public speaking skills? Reflective journal prompt. Write a journal entry reflecting on your public speaking journey. Consider how you've used imitation to improve your skills and how you plan to continue doing so. Reflect on your progress and any feedback you've received. These exercises will enable you to practice and refine your public speaking and presentation skills using imitation, making your communications more effective and engaging. Chapter 10. Imitation in Social Skills and Etiquette. Navigating various social situations requires a certain set of skills, many of which can be learned and honed through observation and imitation. Whether it's a casual gathering or a formal event, understanding and practicing appropriate social skills and etiquette can significantly impact one's personal and professional life. Here's how. Number 1, observing social cues. Socially adept individuals are often good at reading social cues and responding appropriately. This involves paying attention to body language, tone of voice, facial expressions, and the context of the conversation. By observing how these individuals interpret and react to such cues, you can better understand how to handle similar situations. Number 2, conversation skills. Good conversation involves a balancing of speaking and listening, and knowing when to do which can be learned through imitation. Observing how skilled communicators guide conversations, ask insightful questions, and demonstrate active listening can help you become a more engaging conversation partner. Number 3, handling awkward situations. Everyone encounters awkward or difficult situations in social settings. Observing how socially skilled individuals handle these situations with grace and tact can provide strategies for navigating similar situations in your own life. Number 4, etiquette. Different situations call for different social norms and etiquette. Observing and imitating how others behave in various settings, such as formal dinners, business meetings, or casual gatherings, can help you learn the appropriate behavior for these situations. Remember, the goal of imitation is to learn and adapt behaviors that work well, not to lose your individuality or authenticity. With observation, imitation, and practice, you can improve your social skills and navigate a variety of social situations with greater confidence and ease. Case study: imitation in social skills and etiquette. Background: John was a talented software engineer in a fast-growing tech company. While his technical skills were exceptional, His social skills were not as strong, often leading to misunderstandings with his colleagues and superiors. John recognized that his lack of social skills was affecting his work relationships and decided to take steps to improve. Observation. John began by observing his colleagues who seemed to have strong social skills. He watched how they interacted with others, how they engaged in conversations, handled difficult situations, and conducted themselves in different settings, from team meetings to company parties. John took mental notes of their behaviors and actions. Imitation and practice. After observing his colleagues, John started incorporating what he learned into his own interactions. He practiced active listening, making sure to give his full attention to the speaker and show that he understood their points. He started asking more open-ended questions to encourage dialogue, and he made an effort to be more aware of his body language to ensure it was open and inviting. In difficult situations, John tried to emulate the grace and tact he had observed in his colleagues, addressing issues directly but respectfully. He also paid closer attention to etiquette in various settings, ensuring he was behaving appropriately, whether in a formal business meeting or a casual team lunch. Outcome. Over time, John saw significant improvements in his social interactions. His relationships with his colleagues improved, misunderstandings decreased, and he felt more comfortable in social settings. His improved social skills also caught the attention of his superiors, who noticed his increased ability to work effectively within the team and manage situations diplomatically. Conclusion. This case study illustrates the power of imitation in improving social skills and etiquette. By observing, imitating, and practicing the behaviors of his socially adept colleagues, John was able to enhance his own social skills, leading to improved personal and professional relationships. The process of imitation, combined with practice and mindful adaptation, played a pivotal role in John's social development. Practical exercises for imitation in social skills and etiquette. Role play scenario. Choose a partner or a friend and recreate a social situation such as a formal dinner, a casual gathering, or a networking event. One of you takes the role of a socially adept person, demonstrating proper etiquette and social skills. The other person observes and tries to imitate these behaviors. Reflect on the exercise. What did you learn from this exercise? Which behaviors did you find challenging to imitate? Observation task. Attend a social event or watch a movie or a show that accurately portrays different social settings. Observe how people interact, the etiquette they follow, and how they handle different social situations. Reflect on the observation. What behaviors stood out to you as effective or respectful? How can you incorporate these behaviors into your own social interactions? Self-assessment quiz. Answer the following questions to assess your understanding and application of imitation in social skills and etiquette. Number 1. Can you identify someone in your life or in the media who demonstrates excellent social skills and etiquette? Number 2. What do you admire about their behavior? Number 3. How have you tried to emulate these qualities in your own social interactions? Number 4. Can you provide specific examples of how imitating these behaviors has improved your social skills? Reflective journal prompt. Write a journal entry reflecting on your progress in social skills and etiquette. Consider how you've used imitation to improve these skills and how you plan to continue to do so in the future. Reflective on any changes you've noticed in your social interactions and any feedback you've received. These exercises will allow you to apply the concepts of imitation in the context of social skills and etiquette, enhancing your understanding and helping you improve your interactions in various social settings. Chapter 11. Applications of imitation in different areas. Imitation, as a tool for enhancing communication skills, has diverse applications across multiple facets of life. In this chapter, we will examine how the power of imitation can be harnessed in different areas such as business, relationships, education, and leadership, providing valuable insights for a wide range of readers. Imitation in business communication. Effective communication is the lifeblood of any successful business, and the art of imitation can be a catalyst for mastering this crucial skill. In the business world, every interaction, whether it's a negotiation with a partner, a pep talk with your team, or a pitch to a client, requires a unique blend of communication skills. By observing and imitating successful communicators, we can adapt strategies that amplify our business interactions. Imitation and negotiations. Negotiations are a fundamental part of business. Successful negotiation isn't about winning at the other party's expense, but reaching a mutually beneficial agreement. By observing and imitating skilled negotiators, we can learn how they use their communication prowess to understand the other party's needs, assert their own, and find common ground. They use clear and concise language, empathetic listening, assertive yet respectful tone, and strategically use nonverbal cues. Imitating these skills does not mean mimicking another's style wholesale, but discerning and adapting those techniques that align with our own personality and situation at hand. Imitation in team motivation. Inspiring and motivating a team requires strong communication skills. Leaders who excel in this area are often those who know how to communicate the vision, appreciate the efforts, and address concerns effectively. By observing these leaders, we can learn how they use their words, tone, and body language to connect with their teams on a deeper level. For instance, effective leaders often use storytelling to share their vision and goals, making them more relatable and inspiring. They are also adept at providing feedback in a way that is constructive rather than demoralizing. Observing and imitating these techniques can significantly enhance our ability to motivate and inspire others. Imitation in client interactions. When it comes to interacting with clients, effective communication can be the difference between building a long-term business relationship and losing a potential opportunity. By observing successful business communicators, we can learn how to listen actively, respond empathetically, and present our ideas persuasively. Successful communicators are often skilled at mirroring their clients' communication style, which helps build rapport and trust. They can adjust their language, tone, and pace to match the client's, making the interaction more comfortable and productive. Observing and imitating these skills can improve our client interactions and potentially lead to more successful outcomes. In each of these contexts, imitation serves as a tool for learning and improving. It's about consciously observing effective communication strategies, absorbing what works, and integrating these strategies into our own unique style. As we refine our imitation skills, we enhance our overall communication prowess, leading to a more meaningful and impactful business interactions. Imitation in education. Imitation has a profound influence on educational outcomes, shaping the way teachers instruct and students learn. A deep dive into this realm reveals the myriad ways in which the power of imitation can be harnessed to elevate the educational experience. Imitation for students. Learning by observing. For students, imitation can be a potent tool in their learning arsenal. They can employ it to enhance a range of skills from effective note-taking to public speaking. For instance, when it comes to improving presentation skills, students can benefit immensely from observing and imitating accomplished speakers. They can analyze the speaker's clarity of expression, body language, use of visual aids, timing, and audience engagement strategies. By imitating these elements, students can start to cultivate their style of presentation, growing more confident and articulate over time. Imitation also extends to the more cognitive aspects of education. When confronted with complex problems, be it in mathematics, science, or humanities, students can learn by observing how experienced learners or teachers approach these problems. Imitating these problem-solving strategies can help students develop their reasoning and analytical skills. Imitation for teachers, modeling effective instruction. For teachers, imitation can be a pathway to enhanced instructional effectiveness. By observing and imitating successful educators, teachers can adopt innovative teaching strategies, effective classroom management techniques, and impactful communication styles. A crucial aspect of teaching is the ability to explain complex concepts in an understandable way. Teachers can improve this skill by observing and imitating other educators who excel at simplifying complex ideas. They can analyze how these educators break down complex topics, use analogies, real-world examples, or visual aids, and then incorporate these techniques into their teaching style. Classroom management is another area where imitation can be beneficial. By observing how experienced teachers can handle classroom dynamics, maintain discipline, encourage participation, and create an inclusive learning environment, teachers can learn and adopt effective strategies for their classrooms. Moreover, teachers can also use imitation to enhance their communication with students. By observing how successful teachers provide feedback, motivate students, or address sensitive issues, they can learn to communicate more effectively and empathetically with their students. In essence, imitation in education isn't about rote copying, but intelligent emulation. It is about observing, learning, and adapting to improve teaching and learning experiences. As educators and students tap into the power of imitation, they open doors to enriched educational outcomes and lifelong learning. Imitation in leadership. The essence of effective leadership often lies in the ability to communicate persuasively and inspire teams towards a common goal. Imitation serves as a powerful tool in this pursuit, allowing leaders to learn from the successes of others and adapt their strategies. Imitating visionary communication. One of the key attributes of successful leaders is their ability to communicate their vision in a way that resonates with their teams. They paint a compelling picture of the future that inspires and motivates. By observing and imitating these leaders, one can learn how to articulate a clear and an inspiring vision. These leaders often use storytelling as a tool to share their vision, weaving facts, emotions, and values into a narrative that others can connect with. They use vivid language, tangible examples, and express genuine passion and conviction. By observing and imitating these elements, leaders can learn to craft and communicate a compelling vision. Imitating feedback and coaching styles. Providing constructive feedback and coaching is another critical aspect of leadership. Effective leaders know how to offer feedback in a way that encourages improvement without discouraging the individual. They balance praise with constructive criticism and align feedback with the individual's goals and team's objectives. By observing and imitating these leaders, one can learn the art of providing feedback that fosters growth and improves performance. Imitation here could involve the use of specific feedback techniques, such as the feedback sandwich. Positive feedback, constructive criticism, positive feedback. Or the adoption of a coaching mindset that focuses on helping individuals find their solutions. Imitating team culture building. Successful leaders are often adept at building a positive team culture. They foster an environment of trust, collaboration, and continuous learning. Observing and imitating these leaders can provide insights into how they communicate to build and maintain such a culture. Leaders that excel in building team culture often demonstrate open communication, express appreciation for team members' efforts, encourage diverse opinions, and handle conflicts constructively. By imitating these communication styles and strategies, leaders can foster a positive and productive team culture. Imitation for personalized communication. Leaders can also use imitation to understand and adapt to the communication styles of their team members. By observing how team members express ideas, respond to feedback, or interact with others, leaders can adapt their communication to resonate better with each individual. This personalized communication approach can enhance understanding, build stronger relationships, and improve team collaboration. In the realm of leadership, imitation is not about copying someone else's style, but about learning and adapting effective communication strategies. It's a journey of continuous learning and refinement, leading to enhanced leadership communication skills that inspire teams and drive success. The goal of imitation is not to copy someone else blindly. It's about observing, learning, and then incorporating those aspects into your own unique communication style. In the following sections, we will delve deeper into each of these areas, offering practical tips and examples to illustrate the power of imitation in different aspects of life. Chapter 12. Overcoming Barriers in Imitation. While imitation is a powerful tool for enhancing communication, it's not without its challenges. From maintaining authenticity to avoiding stereotypes, individuals may face a myriad of potential obstacles in their journey of imitation-based learning. In this chapter, we will explore these challenges and provide practical solutions and strategies to overcome them. Challenge 1. Maintaining authenticity. One potential challenge in imitation-based learning is maintaining authenticity. While imitating others, there is a risk of losing one's unique communication style and personality. Solution. Remember, the goal of imitation is not to copy someone else completely, but to learn from them. You should incorporate the observed effective communication techniques into your style, not replace your style with theirs. It's about understanding the principles behind their effectiveness and adapting these principles in a way that fits your personality and context. Challenge 2. Avoiding stereotypes and misinterpretation. When imitating communication styles, especially in cross-cultural contexts, there's a risk of reinforcing stereotypes or misinterpreting communication norms. What you perceive may be influenced by your own biases or miscommunications. Solution: before you start imitating, invest time in understanding the cultural context or the individual's background. Use reliable sources to learn about different cultures or consult with people from that culture. When observing individuals, consider their personality, background, and the context in which they are communicating. Remember, effective imitation is based on accurate and respectful understanding, not assumptions or stereotypes. Challenge 3. Overcoming fear of imitation. Some people might feel uncomfortable or fearful about the idea of imitation, considering it as an unoriginal or fake. Solution: reframe your perspective in imitation. Understand that it's not about mimicking or being unoriginal. It's a natural and powerful learning method used in various aspects of life, from language learning to mastering a musical instrument. You're not copying someone else. You're learning from their experiences and skills to enhance your capabilities. Challenge 4. Determining who to imitate. With so many potential role models, deciding who to imitate can be a challenge. Not all effective communicators use the same strategies, and what works for one person might not work for another. Solution: choose role models who align with your communication goals and values. Observe a variety of communicators and take a note of the techniques that resonate with you. Remember, you can learn different things from different people. The aim is not to become a replica of one person, but to learn effective strategies from various sources and integrate them into your unique style. In the journey of enhancing communication through imitation, these challenges may seem daunting, but with a clear understanding of these potential obstacles and equipped with these solutions, you can navigate your path more confidently and effectively. Remember, the goal is continuous learning and improvement, and every challenge overcome is a step forward in this exciting journey. While the process of learning to imitate effectively can be immensely rewarding, it's not without its challenges. In this chapter, we'll explore some common barriers you might encounter in your journey to mastering imitation and provide strategies to overcome these hurdles. Pitfalls to avoid. Over-reliance on imitation. While imitation is a valuable skill, it's not the only tool in your communication toolbox. Don't forget the importance of active listening, empathy, and genuine self-expression. Lack of practice. Like any skill, effective imitation requires regular practice. Don't be discouraged if you don't see immediate results. Ignoring feedback. Pay attention to the feedback, verbal and nonverbal, you receive from others. If your attempts at imitation are not being well received, it might be a sign to adjust your approach. Understanding and overcoming these challenges will help you leverage imitation effectively, enhancing your communication skills and enriching your relationships. In the chapters ahead, we'll continue to explore the art and science of imitation, providing practical tools and insights to support your journey. Practical exercises for overcoming barriers in imitation. Barrier identification exercise. Start by identifying the barriers you are facing in learning to imitate. Are you struggling with observing details, remembering what you observed, or actually applying what you learned? Write down these barriers. Solution brainstorming. For each barrier you identified, brainstorm possible solutions. For instance, if you struggle with observation, you might try watching videos and noting down observed behaviors. If the challenge is memory, regular practice and review could be helpful. Role play scenario. Choose a partner or a friend to practice imitation skills with. Each person takes turns demonstrating a skill, while the other person tries to imitate it. Discuss the barriers that come up during the exercise and brainstorm possible solutions. Reflect on the exercise. What barriers did you encounter during the exercise? What strategies did you find helpful in overcoming these barriers? Observation tasks. Observe a person you admire and try to imitate a specific behavior or skill they possess. Note down any barriers you encounter and strategies you use to overcome them. Self-assessment quiz. Answer the following questions to assess your understanding and application of overcoming barriers in imitation. Number 1. What are the most significant barriers you've encountered in your imitation journey? Number 2. What strategies have you used to overcome these barriers? Number 3. Can you provide specific examples of how you successfully navigated these challenges? Reflective journal prompt. Write a journal entry reflecting on your experience in overcoming barriers in imitation. Consider the strategies you've used and how effective they have been. Reflect on your progress in areas where further improvement is needed. These exercises will help you identify, address, and overcome barriers in imitation, paving the way for you to further improve your skills. Chapter 13. The Future of Communication and the Role of Imitation. As we navigate our way into the future, the landscape of communication continues to evolve. Emerging technologies, changing social dynamics, and an increasingly digital world are reshaping the ways we connect and communicate. In this context, the role of imitation also evolves, adapting to new modes and means of communication. This chapter explores the potential future of communication and the part imitation might play in it. The rise of virtual communication. In the digital age, the landscape of communication has dramatically shifted. Virtual communication, powered by technological advancements, has not only reshaped our daily interactions, but also redefined our workspaces, learning environments, and social networks. As we navigate this expansive virtual world, the role of imitation evolves and adapts, offering new avenues for enhancing our digital communication skills. Interpreting and imitating digital cues. In the absence of physical presence, virtual communication relies heavily on digital cues. These can be text-based expressions, emoji usage, GIFs, or even the timing and speed of responses. For instance, in text-based communication, the tone is often conveyed through word choice, punctuation, and emojis. An exclamation mark might denote excitement or urgency, while a smiley emoji often indicates a friendly tone. By observing and imitating how others use these digital cues, we can learn to express ourselves more effectively in virtual spaces. Imitation in virtual presentations and meetings. Virtual presentations and meetings have become commonplace, especially with the rise of remote work and online learning. Here, imitation plays a crucial role in developing effective strategies. By observing experienced presenters or facilitators, we can learn how they engage virtual audiences, use digital tools, manage time, and handle technical issues. We can imitate their strategies for using visuals, their ways of soliciting audience participation, or their techniques for maintaining energy and interest in a virtual setting. Imitating online etiquette and professionalism. Online etiquette, also known as netiquette, is an important aspect of virtual communication. This includes understanding appropriate behavior in different virtual spaces, respecting others' digital boundaries, and maintaining professionalism in online interactions. By observing and imitating individuals who navigate these spaces effectively, we can learn to uphold online etiquette. This could involve aspects like respecting time zones in scheduling meetings, maintaining a professional demeanor in video calls, or knowing when and how to use certain digital features like mute or chat in online meetings. Imitation in social media communication. Social media platforms are a significant part of our virtual communication landscape. Here, imitation can help us understand the unique communication styles and norms of different platforms. By observing others, we can learn to craft engaging posts, use hashtags effectively, or interact positively in the comments section. In the continually evolving realm of virtual communication, imitation serves as a dynamic learning tool. It helps us understand the nuances of digital interactions and adapt our communication styles accordingly. As we continue to explore and adapt to new virtual spaces, the power of imitation remains a reliable guide, helping us connect and communicate effectively in the digital age. Artificial intelligence and imitation. Artificial intelligence, AI, has rapidly permeated various aspects of our lives, revolutionizing the way we work, learn, and interact. In the realm of communication, AI brings a fascinating twist to the concept of imitation. These intelligent systems often learn by imitating human-generated content, opening up interesting possibilities and challenges for the future. AI systems learning through imitation. At the heart of many AI systems, particularly those in natural language processing and generation, lies the principle of imitation. These systems are trained on massive amounts of human-generated text data, learning to understand and generate language by imitating the patterns in the data they are trained on. For instance, chatbots or digital assistants like Siri, Alexa, or Google Assistant use these techniques to generate human-like responses. They learn from millions of human conversations and imitate the patterns to respond to user queries. Similarly, AI writing assistants or language translation services also employ imitation-based learning to generate or translate texts. As AI technologies continue to advance, we might see systems that can imitate human communication styles more accurately. This could lead to a more sophisticated and human-like digital assistants, capable of understanding and responding in a manner closely resembling human conversation. Humans learning from AI. On the flip side, there's also the potential for humans to learn from AI systems. As AI becomes more integrated into our communication tools, it can offer insights and suggestions to enhance our communication. For example, AI-powered writing assistants can suggest more effective ways to phrase sentences or improve grammar and punctuation. By imitating these AI-suggested strategies, users can enhance their writing skills. Moreover, AI systems can analyze large volumes of data and extract effective communication patterns. These patterns, when presented to users, can serve as models to imitate and learn from. For example, an AI system might analyze successful speeches or negotiations and extract common strategies or styles. Users can then imitate these styles to improve their own communication skills. However, it's crucial to approach this with caution. AI systems, despite their sophistication, do not fully understand the nuances and contexts of human communication. The suggestions or patterns they provide should be considered critically and imitated only if they align with the user's context, values, and goals. As we venture into the future, the interplay between AI and imitation presents a fascinating landscape. As AI systems learn to imitate human communication more accurately, and as humans learn from AI-generated patterns, the boundaries of learning and communication continue to expand. It's a journey of mutual learning, with humans and AI shaping and reshaping the landscape of communication. Cross-cultural communication in a globalized world. In an increasingly interconnected world, the importance of cross-cultural communication cannot be overstated. As we interact more frequently with individuals from diverse cultural backgrounds, understanding and adapting to different communication styles becomes vital. Imitation emerges as a powerful tool in this context, aiding us in navigating the rich tapestry of global communication styles. Imitation, a tool for understanding and adapting. Imitation serves as a bridge, helping us understand and adapt to different cultural communication norms. By observing and imitating communication styles from diverse cultures, we can gain insights into how different cultures express ideas, perceive messages, and interpret nonverbal cues. This understanding can help us communicate more effectively and respectfully with individuals from these cultures. For instance, in cultures where indirect communication is the norm, imitating this style can help avoid misunderstandings and show respect for cultural norms. Similarly, in cultures where physical gestures are an integral part of communication, understanding and imitating these gestures can enhance nonverbal communication. Imitation in the global workplace. In the global workplace, the role of imitation in cross-cultural communication becomes even more significant. As teams become more culturally diverse, understanding and imitating different communication styles can lead to more effective collaboration. Leaders can observe and imitate how colleagues from different cultures provide feedback, make decisions, or handle conflicts. This can lead to a more inclusive and harmonious work environment. Similarly, employees can observe and imitate how their colleagues from different cultures communicate, leading to more effective teamwork and mutual respect. Imitation in global education and social contexts. In global education contexts, students from diverse cultural backgrounds come together to learn. Here, imitation can help students understand and adapt to different cultural communication styles, fostering a more inclusive and effective learning environment. In social contexts, as we make friends, travel, or engage with diverse communities, understanding and imitating different cultural communication styles can enhance our social interactions and build stronger intercultural relationships. While imitation can be a powerful tool in cross-cultural communication, it's important to approach it with respect and openness. It's not about stereotyping or mimicking, but about understanding and learning. It's about recognizing the richness and diversity in global communication styles and adapting our communication to respect and celebrate these differences. As our world continues to grow more interconnected, the role of imitation in cross-cultural communication is set to become even more pivotal. Personalized communication and imitation. In an era of information abundance, communication is becoming increasingly personalized. We're moving away from one-size-fits-all strategies towards more tailored approaches that consider individual communication styles and preferences. In this context, the role of imitation evolves, becoming a tool for enhancing personalized communication. Understanding individual communication styles through imitation. Each individual has a unique communication style influenced by their personality, experiences, and cultural background. By observing and imitating an individual's communication style, we can understand their preferences and tailor our communications to resonate better with them. For instance, some people prefer direct and concise communication, while others favor detailed explanations. Some individuals respond well to visual information, while others prefer verbal or written communication. Observing and imitating these styles can help us adapt our communication to match their preferences, leading to more effective and personalized interactions. Imitation and group communication dynamics. In group settings, whether it's a team at work or a social group, understanding the group's communication dynamics can enhance our interactions. By observing and imitating the group's communication norms and preferences, we can communicate in a way that resonates with the group. For instance, some teams might prefer formal communication channels, while others might favor informal chats. Some groups might value open discussions, while others might follow a more hierarchical communication structure. Observing and imitating these group dynamics can help us adapt our communication style to fit the group, leading to more effective collaboration and interaction. The role of data analytics in personalized communication. With the rise of data analytics, we have more tools at our disposal to understand individual communication styles and preferences. By analyzing communication data, such as email responses, social media interactions, or customer feedback, we can gain insights into effective communication strategies for different individuals or groups. Imitation in this context could involve observing and imitating the communication strategies that resonate with a specific individual or group based on these data insights. For instance, if data shows that a customer prefers short and straightforward email responses, we can imitate this style in our communication with them. In the future of personalized communication, Imitation serves as a tool for understanding and adapting to individual or group communication preferences. It's about observing, learning, and adapting our communication style to resonate with others, enhancing our connections and interactions in an increasingly personalized world. Chapter 14, Conclusion, The Imitation Journey. As we draw this book to a close, it's time to reflect on the journey we've taken together, exploring the power of imitation as a tool for enhancing communication in our personal and professional lives. Learning to imitate effectively is not just about mastering a set of techniques. It's about embracing a new way of connecting with the world around us. It is about seeing others not just as they present themselves, but as they truly are, understanding their emotions, thoughts, and intentions. As someone with a background in linguistics, I've always been fascinated by how we use language and behavior to express ourselves. Through imitation, we get a chance to step into another's shoes, to see the world from their perspective, and to connect with them on a deeper level. It's important to remember that imitation is a journey, not a destination. As you continue to practice and refine your imitation skills, you will discover new ways to connect, understand, and communicate with those around you. You will also become more attuned to the subtle nuances of human interaction, opening up a whole new world of interpersonal connection. Remember, it's okay to make mistakes along the way. They are part of the learning process. Each misstep is an opportunity to grow and learn. Stay curious, keep an open mind, and always be willing to adapt and adjust your approach. The tools and techniques in this book are just the starting point. I encourage you to continue exploring and experimenting with imitation in your own life. Seek out additional resources, try new strategies, and don't be afraid to step outside your comfort zone. In the end, the journey to mastering imitation is one of self-discovery, personal growth, and human connection. It's about learning to see the world through others' eyes, understanding their perspectives, and creating deeper and more meaningful connections. And in this increasingly digital age, that's a skill set worth having. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Here's to a future filled with richer, more enhanced communication, deeper understanding, and more meaningful connections. Keep practicing, keep exploring, and keep imitating.